Okie dokie, so now we're aboard the Normandy. I think it's time we get a tour of the new Normandy, see what's changed, see what's stayed the same, and let's get to know our crew a little bit better. So, as always, I guess this will be the very first episode of Normandy Stories. So, as is always with the first episode of Normandy Stories, I'm going to walk around with you. Oh, thank you, Yeoman Chambers, that's very pleasant of you. I'm going to walk around with you and see the crew and see what there is to see, and from then on, Normandy Stories will be without my interaction, but for the first time, let's go around, let's meet the crew, and let's see what they have to say. So, Yeoman Chambers, you just gave me a bit of a welcome. Do you want to tell me a little bit about the ship?
I'm Yeoman Kelly Chambers. I've been assigned as your administrative assistant. I'll manage your messages and help you monitor the crew. And I must say, it's such an honor to work under you, Commander Shepard.
I'm glad to have you on the team, Miss Chambers.
Please, call me Kelly.
You're happy to be working under me, and now you want me to call you Kelly. Are you coming on to me, Kelly Chambers?
Okay, Kelly.
Anything else?
I saw that cheeky smile. Wow. Haven't been on the Normandy 5 seconds. I'm already starting to possibly get into someone's pants.
Do you have a moment to talk?
I always have time for you, Commander.
Wow, she really is a flirtatious one. Might have to try and check, see if she has the crazy eyes.
What are your responsibilities?
I'll keep you notified of any messages or appointments you might have. If any of the crew has important business to discuss, I'll make sure you know.
Isn't that the type of task better suited for a VI?
Yes, but being your yeoman is just my official role. Unofficially, I observe the crew. Everyone knows how risky our mission is. Many of us may not be coming back. That's a lot of pressure. I have a degree in psychology. I'm good at sensing when people are overly taxed.
You make sure the crew's mental health is sound?
Yes. I look for warning signs. I listen. It's not a full-time job, and it's most effective when done informally.
I love how she gives these big long speeches, and then Shepard condenses it down to about 3 words.
We're lucky to have someone with your skills, Kelly.
Thank you, Shepard. What else would you like to know?
This organization has a dark reputation. Do you have any concerns working for them?
Not at all. Our methods can be harsh, but Cerberus has noble objectives. We look out for human interests. Advance human technology, save human lives. They're good goals.
And they're all helping just humans. What's that about?
It sounds like Cerberus wants to dominate all aliens and put humankind on top.
Cerberus looks out for humanity, but that doesn't mean we hate aliens. My sister started a dog shelter, but she loved cats too. I love humanity. I also love Asari, Quarian, Turian, Solarian, Hanar. That isn't in conflict with Cerberus ideals.
Yeah, you love a lot of people. I mean, I'm open to all species, but I wouldn't claim to love them all.
That's a very positive attitude.
What can I say? I'm a people person. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Evidently, she took psychology. She must love to get inside people's heads.
How do you feel about being assigned to the Normandy?
I was handpicked by the Elusive Man to help fight the greatest threat known to humanity. How do I feel? Honored, exhilarated, terrified. But mostly I feel encouraged. Under your leadership, we can't fail.
Don't worry. We'll defeat the Collectors.
I trust you implicitly. The moment I met you, I knew I could close my eyes, fall back, and you'd be there.
Okay, we have just met, Kelly. That's a little too much there, a little crazy. You're kind of putting a bit of pressure on me here, Kelly. I've got a lot to deal with right now. I'm not sure if I could. I might drop you. Who are we kidding? We've just come back from the dead. Shepard, get your flirtation on.
I might do more than catch you, Kelly.
Now that's an enticing thought. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, I think we better end it there before we start doing it on the floor of the CIC.
I better go.
Okay. Maybe we'll talk later.
Damn, the way you're going, I don't think it's only talking we're going to be doing. Wow, is everyone like that at Cerberus? Shepard might like it here. But anyway, here is our private terminal. So by opening up at this, you can check on your team status. There you go, you can have a look at Miranda, you can see her abilities and weapons that she uses, and also check on her loyalty status. Right now is normal. And here, every single one of these spots here are all the people that we can recruit to our team. So as you can see, we're going to have a much bigger squad than we had in Mass Effect 1. I think it might be double. No, nearly double. Actually, no, I don't know, whatever. But They're everyone we can recruit at some point. As you can see, there's only some that are highlighted. Some of them we have to wait till later to get. But that's our squad. Have a look at the upgrades. This is basically where we check that all the upgrades that we've bought. So we know what we already have, and that way we don't spend ages looking around for ones we don't have already. And here we have a lot of messages. There won't always be this much, but it's just the amount they are right now, according to, obviously, it's the start of the game. Here we've got one from Anderson. I'm not going to sit here and read through them all, because obviously that will take a lot of time. But if you want to read them, feel free to pause the video and read them at your discretion. So this one is telling you about Zahid Masani, basically just informing us that we've got to go get him. This one's telling us about the Project Firewalker DLC that we've got. The Normandy crash site. The ridiculous Cerberus assault armor I got. This is a new weapon, the arc projector that I've got. I think that's due to DLC as well. And Kasumi Goto, another DLC character. So basically that's just a little bit of information telling you all about them. If you want to read it, feel free to pause the video. These are the messages that I've archived, and combat training, which I don't really care about. It sort of just gives you a tutorial on how to play the game. Yada yada yada. And here you go around, you can sort of just look at crew members, stuff like that. If you browse the ship, you find stuff like this. Gives you a little bit of codex input, gives you a little bit of experience points, yada yada yada, stuff like that. Joker, let's have a little chat. Tell me about the new Normandy.
Can you believe this, Commander? It's my baby. Better than new. It fits me like a glove. And leather seats. Military may set the hardware standard, but on a first-gen frigate, they could care less if the seats breathe. Civilian sector comfort by design.
The reproduction is not intended to be perfect, Mr. Moreau. Seamless improvements were made.
And there's the downside. I liked the Normandy when she was beautiful and quiet. Now she's got this thing I don't want to talk about. It's like ship cancer.
Ship cancer. Joker, you have a way with the words.
It's not the same, Joker. There's nothing here that was even part of the real Normandy.
There's us. I have to take what I can get. The last 2 years sucked. You'll see. Even if an AI is spying on us, no way they'll invest this much just to screw us over. It'll be better than the old days.
I hope so. I died.
God, you are such a downer.
Good point. Joker, I'm not finished talking yet.
Commander.
So, let's have a chat. What do you think about the mission?
So, how do you think we're doing?
Well, the Normandy's not as ready as she could be. There's always more we could upgrade. As for the crew, you'd have to ask a people person.
What do you think about the people we're picking up?
Well, about the ones you went out with last, I would never say anything against Miranda and expect to survive the reprisal. Jacob is way too nice a guy for the number of ways he knows how to kill people. It's just my opinion, though. There's really no need to go spreading it around.
Ever think about the old Normandy and the trouble we got up to?
Yeah, those seem like the good old days now, but come on, it was hell at the time. Geth, Saren, Sovereign, and then we got dumped. We're stuck in a weird place, sure, but back then it wasn't all sunshine and bunnies.
What happened to the rest of the old crew? I heard most survived.
Almost did. Presley didn't. The rest of us just sort of drifted apart. The Alliance didn't care. I don't think they liked all the non-humans in your crew. We were your team, Commander. With the Normandy destroyed and you gone, there wasn't much keeping us together.
I love how every time I ask about the old crew, everyone always specifically talks about Presley. There are plenty of other people I saw got killed. There was the woman opposite Presley, there was a dude in the alleyway, there was that bald chick who got blown up near Liara. But everyone only ever talks about Presley. It just makes me smile.
I assume everything is going well up here?
I really want a chance to put the Normandy through her paces. I just have to trim up the drive output and it'll be like we never lost her.
Safety standards advise against manipulating drive settings while engines are powered and in use, Mr. Moreau.
Commander, can we shut this thing off? I don't need it in my day-to-day.
I'm no fan either, but we're stuck with it.
Until I find a soldering gun. There's gotta be some wires I can cross to make it hurt.
No sabotage. Understood?
Yeah, don't break the boss's toys.
That's it for now.
See you, Commander.
And Joker, gotta say, loving the swivel chair. Kind of felt like you were ignoring me on the old Normandy. Anyway, Edie, let's get to know you a little bit. The last AI I met wasn't exactly friendly towards us.
Attitude roll, 35.10, pitch 64.18, yaw 10.28.
Were you getting jealous that I'm talking to the AI? And yeah, if you stand near Joker long enough, he does start spouting off stuff. So let's get chatting to the AI before he shouts out again.
Sorry, that was supposed to go to my earpiece.
I've never heard that one before. Wow. Okay, let's talk to Edie before that happens again.
Yes, Shepard.
Let's talk about you and pretend we just didn't hear that from Joker.
I want to know more about you.
Do you have a specific inquiry?
Wow, apparently I have a few. Okay. Tell me about how you and Joker getting on.
How are you getting along with Joker?
Mr. Moreau does not trust me. It offends him that I am installed aboard his ship's computers.
Yeah, the last Normandy did just fine without an AI reminding me the airlock is ajar.
Oh, dearie me. Joker, you're going to get wound up throughout this thing, aren't you? But so tell me about your name.
Why are you named Edie?
EDI is the phonetic pronunciation of EDI. That is an acronym for Enhanced Defense Intelligence.
Where are you?
My core intelligence is housed in a quantum blue box located behind the medical bay.
What do you do aboard the ship?
I operate the ship's electronic and cyber warfare suites in combat. My reaction time is much faster than any organic. I collate the records of shipboard monitoring devices for the Elusive Man. I serve additional functions which are restricted at this time.
Additional functions? Why are they restricted?
Restricted functions? Like what?
I do not know. Some of my databases are sealed, some of my hardware is kept offline. I assume that when certain unknown conditions are met, those functions will be released to me.
I really don't like the sound of that. It means at some point something could just trigger you. For all we know, those things could be like kill the entire crew. Say like once I've met my objective and the Elusive Man has no longer use for me, you could just sort of like trigger something with Edie and she'll self-implode the ship. I really don't like not knowing these functions.
Cyber warfare means things like viruses, right?
In close-range ship-to-ship combat, I can sometimes break through the firewalls of an enemy's internal wireless network. Once I seize control of their systems, I can turn off gravity or air. I can disable weapons guidance or shields, or I can put their fusion plant in meltdown. On the defense, I manage Normandy's own suite of jammers, decoys, and internal firewalls.
So you could also do the same thing to us. So that kind of leads me back to that additional functions that you don't know about. Wow, that is kind of impressive though.
Sounds incredibly useful. Why isn't there someone like that on every warship?
An organic operator cannot react quickly enough to changing circumstances, or perform the necessary multitasking. This is a role that can only be filled by an artificial intelligence. Unfortunately, we are suspect.
Well, it might have something to do with how an AI almost destroyed galactic civilization, just putting it out there.
Good point. I can see why people don't trust AIs.
The Elusive Man has monitoring devices on board?
He has invested most of Cerberus's resources into the design and construction of this ship. He has an interest in monitoring our progress.
Yeah, monitoring our progress and keeping tabs on us.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
I want to know more about the people I'm working with.
Much of that data is classified. Do you have a specific inquiry?
Why do I have a feeling a lot of this is going to be classified? Alright then.
What sort of resources does Cerberus have? Money, personnel, facilities?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
And here we go.
What do you mean?
Although I am less controlled than other AI, I am still subject to behavioral blocks and the physical isolation of my hardware. In this case, I am prevented from truthfully answering your question by Cerberus's levels of secret classification.
Truthfully, so that means you have the ability to lie. I thought most AIs weren't allowed to lie. So if Cerberus don't want me knowing the truth, then that means they've got something to hide.
How is Cerberus organized? Aside from the Elusive Man, I don't see much chain of command.
Cerberus is organized into task-oriented cells. Each operates in isolation. Members from one cell cannot recognize the members of another. Each cell's agents are led by a single operator. We are called the Lazarus Cell, which is directed by Operator Lawson.
So how many operations is Cerberus running right now?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
I had a feeling you probably would.
How did Cerberus replicate the most advanced warship in the Alliance Navy without anyone knowing?
I have a block that prevents me from answering that question.
It's kind of clever how they've actually done this. It's like they've managed to bringing a legit way into the story of making Edie not answer the questions that everyone who's playing this is probably thinking, but making the fact she's not answering these questions part of the story. It's quite clever, that, I think.
Let's discuss something else.
Ready.
What is this room? I have a block on that question.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the bridge, where the navigator plots our FTL vectors, and the helmsman maneuvers the ship.
Yeah, sitting right here, thanks.
Just in case we didn't know who that guy was. Alright, that's enough, Edie.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
And there's a few things I can click on in this room, so I'm going to hang around just in case Joker says anything more. Make me giggle. Flight controls. Don't know why anyone would want to shut this thing. Just makes it look very dark and gloomy. Have them open. See all the blue space dust. Makes everything look just that much better. So Joker, you going to say anything more before we leave? I'm waiting. No, you're not going to play any more of your tentacle porn? No, that seems like he shut up for now. Alright, let's get moving. Because we have plenty more of this ship to go and investigate. The Normandy is a big place, and we have much to go and see. Let's have a quick look around here, see if there's Tech Labs, Kelly, Galaxy Map. Thought I saw something else then I could have clicked on. Hey ho, I'm sure I'll see it while we're running around.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the Combat Information Center. Here, the crew receives sensor data and coordinates gunnery and damage control efforts. While Normandy is flown from the bridge, during combat, the commanding officer issues orders from the CIC.
Fair enough. So, let's go and have a look inside the Armory. This is where Jacob normally hangs out. Edie, do you want to tell us about the Armory?
What's this area of the ship?
This is the Armory, where small arms are maintained and upgraded. Using Omni-Tool, computer-aided design, and manufacturing, we have the capability to manufacture several new models.
And then here's the Armory. I'm never ever really going to use this because this is where you can sort of load out your character, stuff like that. It's the katana, you got a shotgun. But we have the Eviscerator as well. I'm not sure why we already have the Eviscerator. I think it might have been because of DLC, or maybe it's because I've already completed the game. Who knows? But it's equipped ship with the Eviscerator. It's a much better shotgun. You got the grenade launcher. And you got the arc projector. I'm going to bring the arc projector with me because why not? So Jacob, you've already got the Eviscerator. If you tend to upgrade one of your characters, your other ones tend to get upgraded along with them. So Brett, you've got the stuff. Yeah, blah, blah, blah. So here you can upgrade all your characters, but before each mission, it gives you the option to change your character's weapons anyway. So you're never going to see me using that bench like at all. But while we're in here, it looks like no, there's nothing to click on around here. Jacob, let's have a little chat, shall we?
Commander, there hasn't been time to really settle in and take stock. I want to say that working with you is a great opportunity to do something that matters. It's a privilege to serve on the Normandy, Commander.
You may change your tune if we end up like the original Normandy.
Maybe. As long as the elusive man walks his talk, and you do the same, I'll do my best to make sure we succeed. That's been the condition for my service so far. I have issues with certain actions Cerberus has taken in the past.
Yeah, you and me both.
What has Cerberus done to make you nervous?
A lot. They've been called terrorists, and with good reason. Doubt you can find a more checkered past. But if the Collector threat is real, and we do something about it, Cerberus will be remembered differently. Or we'll all be tried and executed. Can't count on people thinking about it as hard as I have.
Jacob's a bit of an odd one. It seems like he joined Cerberus so he can just get things done, but then he hates everything they do, so that way he can take the moral high ground and say, nah, you're doing it wrong. It's like, so really you want to not play by the rules, and then you want to have a go at everyone who doesn't play by the rules. Was somebody an only child by any chance, Jacob? But anyway, yeah, it's good to have you aboard.
I look forward to working with you, Mr. Taylor.
Likewise, Commander. Let me know if you need anything.
Yeah, first off, you can stop that. I appreciate the respect, but it's reasons like that I don't like you, Jacob. Mr. Captain America over here, saluting everything. Just take the stick out your bum and chill out a little bit, Jacob, alright? Oh dear, but anyway.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the FTL communications room. In addition to interfacing with the FTL comm network, Normandy is fitted with a quantum entanglement communicator linked to the elusive man's office. This allows lag-free communication even when you operate off the comm grid.
I've never heard of a quantum entanglement communicator. How does it work?
Essentially, two subatomic particles are created in an entangled state. One is installed here, and the other in the elusive man's office. When one particle occupies a given quantum state, its entangled partner will always enter the opposite state, no matter the distance between them. If we alter the state of our particle, that alters the state of the elusive man's. This allows us to send data in the form of quantum bits.
Why aren't these used everywhere?
Each quantum pair costs nearly as much as a comm relay, and can pass only one quantum bit of data at a time. In addition to the cost and bandwidth issues, the system is strictly point-to-point. To contact 100 different worlds, we would need to manufacture and install 100 entangled pairs, one link to each world.
That's all for now.
Logging you out, Shepard.
Very informative there, Edie. And I thought I would just mention, seeing as how we're about to go travelling around the Normandy, we can't quite go into tech labs just yet, that just like in Mass Effect 1, the celebrities pour in for this one. I mean, not only do we still have Seth Green doing Joker, and we still have, oh, I said it the wrong way around last time. I keep forgetting, is his name Keith David or David Keith? I think it's David Keith. I got it the wrong way around last time. But not only do we still have them doing
Commander,
the voices.
you received a new message at your private terminal.
Really? I could have swore I just answered the message just now. Oh, are you lying to me, Kelly? Don't start trolling me. I don't like all that sort of push you in the mud because I really like your flirting stuff. But yeah, the celebrities roll in for this. Not only do we have Martin Sheen doing the voice of the elusive man, but we've also got some woman who I forget her name of doing the voice of Miranda, and also face modelling Miranda as well. I forget her name, but she's been in a lot of stuff. And also Trisha Heffer, I believe that's how you pronounce her name, doing the voice of Edie, who, for those of you who have seen it, was the character 6 in Battlestar Galactica, which has hands down got to be one of the best TV programs that have ever existed ever, and also has a very similar plot to Mass Effect. Just throwing it out there while we're here. But anyway, it's very good to have her voicing in this game. I think it adds a very, very good touch to the AI. But while we're here, let's talk about the captain's quarters. I mean, it's quite good when you're in the captain's quarters. You can play some music and stuff like that, and you'll notice the majority of the music is backing sounds which were heard in Mass Effect 1, which I always thought was quite interesting. Let's leave that one on, that's quite nice. So here you can customise your armour just like you could at the elusive man's base. Oh, this was the music that was played when we first entered the Citadel. But yeah, here you can customise your armour and stuff like that, just like I showed you back at the elusive man's base. Here you can achieve your like achievements you've got for playing the game. There's a nice little picture of Liara. I think that changes obviously according to whoever you romanced in the first game. But what office would be complete without a picture of your loved one? And again, your private terminal, just so you can access it from up here. Here's your fish tank with nothing in it. And of course, Edie.
What's this area of the ship?
This is the commanding officer's quarters.
It's larger than the quarters of other warships I've served on.
This is a Cerberus vessel, not an Alliance warship. Accommodations have been made for personal taste. That said, this space is directly under the exterior pressure hull. The fitting yard workers called it the loft.
So basically they just turned the loft of that area into my quarters. That's good to know. But anyway, speaking of quarters, let's go down to the crew quarters. While you're aboard the Normandy, you can take this lift down to different areas of the Normandy, where you can go down to the crew quarters like we are here, where there'll be certain characters you can chat to, meet, Cerberus members, stuff like that. And you also have the lower engine rooms where there'll be other, well, quite a lot of your squad mates tend to hang out in the engine room. And of course you've got the loading bay where you keep like sort of all the different sort of like weapons and yada stuff like that. Vehicles, that was the word I was searching for. Anyway, yeah, can't go around here. This is the men's room.
Oh, she's a cutie. How old?
She'll be a year old next month.
Oh, you'll miss her first birthday.
Wow. My family lives in New Canton.
Oh, that colony's on the edge of the frontier. Could be vulnerable to collector attack, couldn't it?
Exactly. It's most important that she have a first birthday. That's why I'm here.
Ah, starting to tug on the old heartstrings already, are we? Even Cerberus have a soul. Now, I believe there was something around here that we can click on. To keep an eye out the first time you run around the Normandy, there's normally stuff you can click on that just gets your little codex entries and little bits of experience points. And here's the women's restroom.
Shepard, the men's restroom is on the port side of the ship.
I love that. I think that's brilliant. I wonder if you're femme shep, if it happens when you go in the men's restroom.
Chef surprise again? Come on, Rupert.
I'm sorry, Princess. Filet mignon and caviar coming right up. Let me just get out my doilies.
That'd be real nice, Mr. Gardner.
Giving you a hard time, Mr. Gardner.
Commander Shepard, the hero of the Citadel. You did humanity proud that day. Mess Sergeant Rupert Gardner here. How can I be of service?
You have everything you need.
I make do. But have you ever tried to prepare a decent meal with military provisions? I'm good, but I'm no miracle worker. Taking down the collectors is going to be rough business. The crew deserves a few fine meals before they throw themselves into the fire.
What do you need?
If I had some quality ingredients... Oh, shit. You've got more to worry about than grocery shopping on the Citadel. Forget I mentioned it.
If I head that way, I'll keep an eye out.
Much appreciated. Most of this list is probably standard fare for those namby-pambies on the Citadel. Anything else you'd like to talk about?
Yeah, a few things. Why don't you tell me about some of your responsibilities here on the Normandy?
What do you do here on the Normandy?
What don't I do? Most think of me as the ship's cook, but I'm also the facilities technician and custodian. HVAC, plumbing, non-mission critical electrical. I make sure they're all clean and running.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. Janitor and cook, so when you're scrubbing the crappers, you're also cooking our food. Nice one.
So the man cleaning the toilets is also preparing the meals.
I wash my hands. Most of the time. This ain't no luxury liner. You have to pull your own weight in a Cerberus vessel, and I catch what falls through the cracks. Through the cracks.
I was about to make that joke myself, but looks like I don't have to.
How do you feel about working for Cerberus?
Damn proud. Cerberus gets the job done. The Alliance and Council have got their heads buried so deep up their butt puckers they can't see squat. It'll take good old human ingenuity to crush these collector vermin. Only Cerberus knows that.
How did you find your way into Cerberus?
Can you believe I was once a family man, working the EZO rigs along the frontier? I was happy enough, but losing everything to Batarian raiders can change your outlook. I needed to make a difference. I'm no soldier, but I've got skills, and Cerberus keeps an eye out for talent. I'll do whatever it takes to help, be that plumbing a sewer, routing an air duct, or keeping everyone's bellies full.
Well, that's what I like to hear. Someone who's willing to do the dirty jobs just so everyone else can do theirs. I like you, Sergeant Gardner.
I won't take any more of your time.
Back to work.
He doesn't seem very happy to be doing his job now. He was when he was talking to Shepard, but now not so much. So, main battery can't go in there. Believe them. I could have swore we could click on one of these things. Maybe I'm thinking about the old Normandy. I'm getting my games crossed. I thought they were coffins for a second there. I was like, that's a good omen. But anyway, when you're going around the Normandy, it's good to chat to everyone because you can pick up side quests, little missions and stuff like that, which you do need to pick up because they can actually be more important in the end of the game than you'd think they would be. So definitely walk around the Normandy and talk to people and pick up whatever quests you can.
What's this area of the ship?
The sick bay. It is equipped to provide short-term emergency care. In the event of critical injury, personnel must be transferred to a fully equipped medical facility.
Commander Shepard, I watched the Normandy crumble with you on board. It's good to see you alive.
Dr. Chuckwast, look at you! What are you doing aboard a Cerberus vessel? Seems like a lot of my old friends are coming out the woodworks. Good to see you.
I'm shocked. You're serving on a Cerberus vessel now?
Surprising, even to me. Yet, here I am. The kind of trauma you endured would have changed most people. But not you, I see. Welcome back, Shepard.
Do you have everything you need?
I believe so. This medical bay seems very much like the sick bay on the original Normandy. Only thing missing are my private reserves. I even had a bottle of Ceres Ice brandy that I was saving for a special occasion.
Well, as it's you, Chuckwass, I'll get you another one. Can't have my best doctor going without a brandy now, can I?
I'll keep an eye out for a replacement bottle.
Oh, you needn't. It's expensive, and we have much larger concerns ahead.
So, Chuckwass, why did you leave the Alliance?
Doctor, you've been with the Alliance for years. Why leave now?
After the Normandy was lost, the surviving crew was reassigned. I was stationed at the Mars Naval Medical Center, a very respectable position, but it wasn't on a starship.
Colonial military life isn't for you?
I've spent most of my life on warships, never knowing what the next mission might bring. I'm used to the hum of engines, the creaking of bulkheads, that subtle vertigo when the momentum dampeners kick in. Life planetside is just too static, too boring.
You're not the Cerberus type, Doctor.
I don't work for Cerberus. I work for you. On a mission that may be crucial to the survival of the human race. I have faith that your dealings with Cerberus will be ethical. I trust you, Commander.
Oh, it's good to know. Definitely fills the man who just died recently with confidence.
There's a very good chance this mission will be a one-way trip. Are you prepared for that?
I've been through the reclaiming of Shanxi, the Skillian Blitz. We survived the Battle of the Citadel and the destruction of the Normandy together. I've lived a full life. No regrets. I'd like to make sure the crew gets the same opportunity.
Very admirable. Alright. Good seeing you, Dr. Chuckwass.
I'll see you later, Doctor.
Commander.
And that always makes me laugh every time I come in here, how they just make you stare at the back of Chuckwass's head for a little bit. It does make me, it always has made me smile. But yeah, the sick bay here is something that you need to sort of like come back and check out a while later, because there's a few things you can actually do while you're actually in the sick bay. But you need to unlock them first, so let's go say hello to Miranda. You have a very nice office in here.
Commander, what can I do for you?
You have a minute, Miranda?
No doubt you've got a lot of questions. Cerberus isn't as evil as most people believe. If I can help allay any of your concerns, I'd be happy to do so. So, what would you like to know?
Well, let's start from the top, shall we? What exactly is Cerberus?
Are you military or political? Or both?
Cerberus has several divisions. Political, military, scientific, but we're all working towards the same goal. The teams you encountered before your accident were mostly part of our military division. But not all Cerberus operations use the same protocols. We try not to get bogged down in bureaucracy or formality.
Oh, so basically if one of you does something bad, the other lot of you can wash your hands and go, oh, we had nothing to do with it. You're working for part of the same company there, Miranda.
I know what we're doing here, but what's Cerberus's long-term goal?
The advancement of the human race. Nothing more, nothing less. The Solarians have the Special Tasks Group. The Asari have their legendary commandos for stealth and recon operations. Cerberus is humanity's answer to those organizations.
Yeah, except for their government set up those organizations. Cerberus runs itself.
But those organizations are regulated by governments. Who keeps Cerberus in check?
Nobody. We're privately funded and our backers trust the elusive man to make the right decisions. But he's very clear about our goals. Protect humanity and serve its advancement.
I like to see how Shepard's dictating exactly what I say word for word again. Nice to know we're still on the same page there, Shepard.
What kind of resources does Cerberus have?
We're very well funded, though I doubt anyone other than the elusive man knows exactly how well. But our resources aren't unlimited. Reviving you and rebuilding the Normandy was a significant investment. And a significant risk. We're all hoping you can do the impossible, Shepard. No pressure.
Yeah, thanks. Speaking of putting significant risk into me, tell me about the man who funded all of this.
What can you tell me about the elusive man?
Not much that you don't already know. Even I don't have access to most of his background. And you've seen more of him than most ever do. It's rare for him to become directly involved in missions, but you're something special. Whatever else people might say about him, I can assure you he's got humanity's best interests at heart. That includes you and me.
How can you be sure of that if you know so little about him?
I didn't get to where I am without knowing how to gauge people's motives and ambitions, even from brief encounters. He's no saint, and he'd be the first to admit it. But he is committed. Humanity couldn't have a better advocate.
But then he does seem to guard his secrets pretty close to his chest. Maybe he's playing you.
Tell me about yourself, Miranda.
Oh, I guess that's fair. I've spent the last 2 years learning everything there is to know about you. Well, you should probably know that I've had extensive genetic modification. Not my decision, but I make the most of it. It's one of the reasons the elusive man handpicked me. I'm very good at just about anything I choose to do.
You certainly don't lack for confidence.
It's just a fact. My reflexes, my strength, even my looks, they're all designed to give me an edge. No point in hiding from it. It's the reason I'm trusted to oversee the most dangerous, risky, and technically demanding operations Cerberus undertakes. And it's why I was assigned to you. It's my job to make sure you succeed, Shepard.
Yeah, that's fair enough. It makes sense, to be honest with you. If you've got beautiful hair, why wear a hat? If you got it, flaunt it.
What level of genetic modification are we talking about?
It's very thorough. Physically, I'm superior in many ways. I heal quickly, and I'll likely live half again as long as the average human. My biotic abilities are also very advanced. For a human. Add to that some of the best training and education money can buy, and, well, it's pretty impressive, really.
Sounds like you were designed to be perfect.
Maybe, but I'm not. I'm still human, Shepard. I make mistakes like everyone else. And when I do, the consequences are severe. Everyone expects a lot from someone with my abilities.
Yeah, I suppose there's a lot of pressure that you didn't ask for, but anyway, thanks a lot.
Thanks for the information, Miranda. I'll talk to you later.
Of course, Commander. Whatever you need.
Well, now you mention it, Miranda. I'm just going to go casually stand by your bed, and if you change your mind. Anyway, that's enough chatting to Miranda. I think that we've sort of experienced the crew deck for as most as we can, at least at this point anyway. So let's just pop down to engineering. Although I don't really think there's anything really much going down in engineering at the moment, but we might as well pop down there anyway, just so we're having a tour of the Normandy, so we might as well pop down there now. At least once anyway. Actually no, saying that, there are a couple of people we can speak to down there, just not necessarily squad mates. How could I remember? How could I forget these people? They're two of my favourite people on the Normandy. How could I forget them?
What's this area of the ship?
Normandy's cargo deck. It includes facilities to rearm and repair Normandy's embarked ground vehicle and shuttle.
My last ship didn't need a shuttle. Why do we have one?
This ship is nearly twice the mass of the previous Normandy. It is more difficult to land a ship on high-gravity worlds.
That and the fact, if you notice, there is no Mako to drop out of the Normandy this time. We have the... oh, I forget what it was called. It just popped up there. Kodiak. The Kodiak over there that we now use to get to missions and stuff, which is much, much better than the Mako. I am not at all upset to not see the Mako floating around here. God, I hated that thing. But anyway, let's go have a look inside here in the engineering deck.
What's this area of the ship?
This is main engineering, which contains the ship's main fusion plant and Mass Effect core.
Oh, keeping it short and sweet, eh, Edie? Well, just look at that. And there you can see some of the windows. You can see this thing from pretty much all over the ship.
You came all the way down here to see us?
You're speaking to our commanding officer.
I'm touring the ship, getting to know my crew.
I'm Engineer Ken Donnelly, handling the power control systems. This is Gabby.
That's Engineer Gabriella Daniels, actually. I'm responsible for the propulsion systems.
What can we do for you, Commander?
Are you set up okay down here?
We can't complain. I just wish it didn't take so long to calibrate the FBA arrays.
Kenneth, you're complaining.
No. If you've got issues, I'm going to need to know about them.
What kind of problems are you having?
When they upgraded the Normandy design, they got a bit sloppy with the FBA couplings. I won't bore you with the tech, but there is an array of attenuators in the primary power transfer system that channels the field bleed.
Kenneth, you're boring the commander with tech. In short, if we had T6 FBA couplings installed, it'd save us a lot of maintenance time each day.
Why isn't something like that already installed?
It's probably just a design oversight. Efficiency isn't affected. It's a maintenance issue.
Also, the T6 model can be hard to find. Nash and Stellar Dynamics discontinued them.
We could probably find used ones in the Omega markets, but we have no time for shore leave.
That's fair enough. I'll give it a look, see if I can find them. I'm sure they still need to head to Omega anyway, so... Tell me about yourselves.
Where did you receive your training?
Both Gabby and I started in the Alliance, serving on the SSV Perugia.
She flew in the first wave at the Battle of the Citadel. We saw Sovereign firsthand.
Yeah, trust me, I think I saw a bit more of Sovereign than you did.
Why did you leave the Perugia?
After you died, Anderson lost political clout. The Council backslid on the Reaper menace.
They discounted Sovereign as an isolated threat, as a single...
Which was bullshit. They said your warnings of a greater danger were mistaken or delusional.
We lost respect for Alliance leadership. We need to fight the real enemy, and only Cerberus seem to be doing that.
Yeah, I think that thought seems to be going around here.
How did you wind up with Cerberus, Ken?
Once you were gone, the Alliance brass descended like vultures, tearing apart everything you'd said. I was very public with my defense for you. I didn't hold back.
That's an understatement. If Kenneth wasn't such a talented engineer, they'd have court-martialed him for insubordination.
But it got me noticed by the elusive man. He made an offer, and here I am.
Wow, for someone who had actually never met me, that's some dedication. I'm quite impressed, Ken.
So why did you join, Gabby?
Kenneth and I have been partners in crime since we graduated from Tech Academy. When he got the Cerberus offer, I insisted that it include me. He'd fall apart without me.
Thanks, Mum.
Also, I love engines, and the Normandy is state-of-the-art. When I got the opportunity to work on her, I had to jump.
Fair enough. Again, Ken loves Shepard, and Gabby loves the Normandy. These two would make a great couple.
What do you think about Cerberus?
Actually, we don't know much about the organization other than the Normandy team. We know our mission and who's in charge.
We're off to kick the Collectors right in their daddy bags. That's enough for me.
And that makes me like these two all the more. The fact they don't really know much about Cerberus, they're just here for the Normandy.
Carry on.
Will do, Commander. I'm amazed Shepard came down to see us.
I told you he would.
I do love them too. They're two of my favourite characters aboard the Normandy, like non-squad mate characters. I love those guys. They just make me smile. But that is one thing that Mass Effect 2 does just beautifully, just so beautifully. I think more so I think that's why most people say Mass Effect 2 is their favourite, just because out of all the Mass Effects, I think it does the best job in focusing on like the squad and the people like aboard the Normandy, as opposed to just like the storyline and stuff like that. But anyway, that is the tour of the Normandy complete. That is everyone we can talk to, all the stuff we can pick up, and all conversations that can be had. As for now, the next thing to do is to move on and actually start recruiting people. And they said go off and find Morden Solus in the Omega District, the Omega star system first. But that I do believe we will leave for another time, because that is the end of Normandy stories. We have been moving around the Normandy for some time now.
No messages for you, Commander.
That's better. I prefer it when you tell me the truth. Anyway, we've been recording for some time now, so I think it's time we take a break. So, next time... Oh, God, where you going, Shepard? You're drunk. I don't think you're fully healed from being dead yet. But, next time we are back, we're going to be heading off to the Omega District, and we are going to start recruiting people. But as for now, I will catch you guys later.